So you've decided to move to Los Angeles and you're not really sure whether you should rent or you should buy. Well, today my goal is to share with you guys what the pros and cons are of each of renting or of buying, and the results might surprise you. My name is Oscco. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm a realtor here in the Los Angeles area. If you need help buying or selling a home, make sure you reach out to me in the link in my description down below. Renting is always going to be the cheaper option. Renting is really great because you can pay a lower monthly cost and a lower entry cost with a security deposit, and you get a lot more bang for your buck in terms of square footage and amenities. Now let's talk about prices. For a single room apartment, the average is probably about like $2,500 a month. Now that's on the lower end, to be honest. Like, I've seen stuff below $2,500 a month, but in reality, all the stuff that's been coming onto the market has been $3,000 plus, and I just want to be real with you. Now, these are living in apartment complexes. Now, if you're looking to live into a house, sometimes you can get lucky by driving around and you see a for rent sign outside someone's home, and that home could be pretty cheap to rent out. However, what I've really seen is a lot of homes going for $4,000, $5,000, even $6,000 a month in rent or more. A lot of people actually prefer the freedom of renting because you're not really locked into anything. Sure, you sign a one-year lease, but after that, a lot of those leases just go month to month. So you're not locked down and staying in a certain spot. So if you're coming to LA, it might be prudent to actually go and rent a while to see if you actually like the area. You know, not all areas look as great as you think they might look. Just for an example, if you've seen the show, any real estate show actually, they really only show you the great sections of it. And it's kind of laughable when you live here because you can actually see the areas that they're showing you, and yeah, those areas look nice, but if you take that camera and put it 2 inches over to the left, you're going to see a very different side of LA. So I do recommend finding a place to rent before you actually buy. And there's a lot of diversity in terms of neighborhoods and homes and areas that you can purchase from, just depending on what you like. I like to call these my city amenities. You know, there's certain things that I like to have out of the place that I live. You know, I want to have a good gym. I think that's important. I want to have a good grocery store that's not crazy expensive but has clean organic foods, which is another huge point for me. I want to be able to have society, have community. So if there's events going on in my city, does my city draw crowds? And those are really cool things for me. And so I recommend that you put together a list for yourself to figure out what are most important things for you. And then you can help determine where you want to live based off of that. So one of the negatives that people always talk about renting is that you don't really have the freedom to do as much as you'd like inside the house. Usually the amenities are what you get, and the the stylistic choices or the cosmetic decisions that they decided for the interior is what it is. And generally the property owners don't come in during your stay there to figure out what you would like to do on the inside of the property and make those changes. They'll wait until you leave to go ahead and do any interior cosmetic changes so that they might be able to charge more later down the line. Buying property has been idealized into this amazing thing, the American dream. Once you own your home, you have made it. Now, I understand the pressure that there is to actually buy a home. You know, seeing that most people's parents were able to purchase a home for a lot less 20, 30 years ago, whereas now it can be very difficult. The area that I live in, the average median home price is probably around between like $1.3 or $1.5 million to get into a home. I have friends where their parents consistently call them and ask them, hey, are you saving up for your home? Are you out of debt? So I just want to clear the air that renting or owning is absolutely your decision. One thing I learned in my real estate class, which is really cool, is that when you own real estate, you own that property all the way down basically to the earth's core. And that part of earth, that portion of earth you own, that is yours, that is your domain, that is your castle, your fort. And I think that's a really cool thing to have. After you pay off your mortgage, guess what? You don't have a monthly payment anymore. That home is yours. And for the most part, you can change some of the interior of the home, which means you have the liberty to change the countertops. You have the liberty to change the wood of the cabinets. Now, if you want to do any sort of structural changes, yes, you're going to go ahead and have to pull permits and everything like that. But as long as you're working with a good... Oh. Let's go, Mara. Yeah. Where was I? As long as you're working with like a good construction company with an architect that pulls those permits, you should be fine. All in all, buying or renting is ultimately your choice and dependent on what you want to do. There's a lot of pros and cons to each of those, and it really depends on your financial situation. If you are unsure of whether you should rent or you should buy, write down a needs list of what you actually need out of your living situation, and it'll be clear as day for you. Once again, if you guys need any help in leasing, buying, selling, whatever you need, go ahead and contact me in the link in the description down below. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out. Thank you so much for watching. Truly, you guys are great, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.